'Cause now it's time. Begin the podcast with the band I love. Except we're not starting with them.
We're not.
Clockwork Angels came out 10 years ago. And I was wanting to do some kind of video, but I just didn't. Because I already made a whole video talking about this album. And it's like, what else was I going to do?
Yeah.
Although I have, because I make a lot of parallels, like from the story of Clockwork Angels and the game BioShock Infinite. There's a lot of things, like I can go in through like most of the tracks on Clockwork Angels and pinpoint it to a specific thing from BioShock Infinite, and they both came out within like a year of each other. So
interesting.
That was a video I was kind of wanting to make too, but
yeah,
I don't have time right now.
Yeah. But Rush, I think let's talk Rush for a little bit before we get to their album, because I think it'll help to know a little bit about how we feel about the band before going into, the actual album. Mostly you, because my only experience with Rush is through this guy, either playing Guitar Hero or being shown Rush songs, while we're driving to a movie or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I always thought Rush, they were a classic rock staple. Like anytime I heard Limelight or XYZ or
YYZ,
Jesus,
or YYZ technically.
Yeah, because they're Canadian. They're Canadian, like one of my favorite YouTubers, Curtis Connor. I'm doing your thing. It's not really a reference, but anyway, yeah, I always thought Rush kicked ass, and when Neil Peart passed, that was a heavy day for a lot of rock fans, but I'm sure it hit you a lot harder than it did me, because you have a very different history with this band than I do.
Yeah, it started one fateful day in 2012. I don't know what date it was. I mean, obviously, I knew about them forever.
Yeah.
Because Tom Sawyer, and radio. I don't know when I started listening to them, honestly, or like what drove me to it, but I did.
Yeah.
And then I like blasted through the whole discography. And this was like a month before Clockwork Angels was coming out. And so I was hyped for the new album coming out.
Yeah.
Because had I got into them like 4 months later when this album was already out, probably would be a different story.
Yeah.
But like the fact that was my one and only new Rush experience pretty much cements it as number one. I was talking about it whenever we were talking about Hit and Run.
Yeah.
Where it was like, there's like this thing that's like locked like at number one, no matter like what happens, it's always just going to be there.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing with Clockwork Angels. It's like, yeah, I can hear like albums that are objectively better and that I probably like more.
Yeah.
But that's still my favorite one. It's never going to change.
Of all time.
So.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, but you've been listening to Rush for a while. You got to see them
Twice.
When was that?
Well, the first one was the Clockwork Angels tour, 2013, in the Tinley Park Amphitheater.
And then Tinley Park?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the second time was actually 3 years after that album came out, because I showed up in my memories like where I took the photo of like United Center with the big Rush logo.
Oh, sure.
June 12th, 2015 was that show.
Okay.
So, yeah, exactly 3 years after the album came out, which is pretty amusing.
Yeah. Well, and they have a really good live experience, I've heard from you. Killer performances all around and all that good stuff.
Killer set, man.
Yeah.
God.
Not that I was there, but I believe him.
Cygnus X1. They bust out Xanadu. Yeah, though. 2112 with the grand finale instead of just stopping at Temples of Syrinx.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool.
They started from they went backwards in time, basically.
Oh,
except yeah, they started with Clockwork, and then they played songs going backwards, leading up to like Working Man and shit. But they skipped Power Windows, which is one of my favorite albums. They just totally bypassed that one, which very much pleased me. I was very happy about that.
That they skipped your favorite album?
Yeah. I was through the roof. I was like, hell yeah. You're playing songs of every album except that one? Fuck yeah, dude. And not to mention, the first time I saw them, they played the whole album except B2B.
Which is your favorite song?
It was at the time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah. Those 5 minutes, I can't fit it.
There's no room.
Yeah, I can't fit
for
that
this
5 minute
3-hour show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Couldn't get 5 minutes for that song to play the whole thing.
Yeah.
So both times I seen them, I missed a crucial part.
Yeah, you got gypped a little bit.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, it just goes to show that I'm yawning now. And I don't know if that's because I'm coming down from the frosty crash. The frosty crash of 22.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little bit. Yeah, I have to teach after this still, if you could believe that. I don't think any of my kids would sing Rush. I don't know if any of my kids know who Rush is.
Teach them, make them sing Free Will.
Free Will?
Yeah.
The movie about the whale?
No, not
from,
Free Willy. Free Will.
Free Will is technically correct, as is Free William.
If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice.
That's true.
He goes just super high in the
That's why you want my
the
kids
middle.
to sing it. Okay. Well.
In the middle of it. Rip. Why
Don't
don't you fucking charge your shit beforehand? Fuck. I lost my close-up on fucking my section.
Hey.
That's great. That's great. I'm stealing yours.
You need to lose your
Clockwork Angels, bro.
Yeah. We'll just cut
really
to this
good.
camera for the rest of the episode if you need to say something specific.
It's just really good.
Yeah. Yeah, and Rush is a really good band. And check out David's video on his channel concerning the ranking of every single Rush album.
That is my most popular video, which I'm happy about.
Yeah. If there's any video to be really, really popular and blow up, I think that's the one.
Rush is sitting at 5K.
5K, holy shit.
Not too bad.
Not too bad. But yeah,
But I actually I'm going through Rush again. And
for why?
Because I'm showing Haley Rush, and she's showing me Steve Miller.
Oh, because you do have that Steve Miller show coming up.
We do.
Yeah.
Next week. And they both... Steve has like one more album than Rush. So they both... Their discographies line up very nicely.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm going through them again, and I just went through Presto, and not going to lie, it's better than I thought I gave it credit for. Because in my video, I ranked it as 18, so second to bottom.
Oh my God.
But I would probably swap it with Hold Your Fire. So it's still only 17, but it's a little better than I gave it credit for. Because it kind of slaps.
So anyone coming from David's channel, this is an unofficial sequel to his Rush album ranking. So, but yeah, I mean, my only memory of really being like, oh, that's a Rush song was in the movie That's My Boy with Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg, where Adam Sandler plays a washed up child celebrity as an adult who has a child himself. The scene in any movie that does like a flashback and then a present day, where they cut to the present day, it's like after a montage of like newspaper clippings that are like, Bobby whatever, blah blah blah, and then like the spinning newspaper trope, and then it cuts to like a big caption. It's like present day, and then it shows Adam Sandler driving up in this really this 80s sports car, and he's playing, I think it's Limelight, and I was like, whoa, that's cool. And I saw that movie with my dad, and that was a really awkward movie to see with your dad, because in that movie Adam Sandler is a terrible dad. So lessons learned, not to let your dad be influenced by other bad movie dads.
Oh God, there is no fucking drummer better than Neil Peart. It's not easy being cheesy. Classic.
Chester Cheetah. Yeah. So, good guys. Good guys, Rush. Oh, and then, what's that movie with
I Love You, Man.
I Love You, Man? Yeah,
Yep.
where they show up. That's another really cool. I want to talk about that movie at some point. I love Jason Segel and Paul Rudd, and just putting them together is just a no-brainer.
Yeah, dude.
It's a really good movie. But yeah, so
I told you. I told you not to eat Mr. Palt sandwich. It's Peart. Are you sure it's not Palt? This name, guys. I think you know. Are you sure? Because we're pretty big fans.
It's like, oh my god, it's so good. Slap at the bass, man. Slap at the boom.
Yeah, that's. I still say you keep slapping that bass all the time. Because of that.
You keep slapping that bass. So dumb. Yeah, we can move on.
Yeah, just not to mention that they just have the world's best goddamn rhythm section of all time.
Oh yeah. Between Getty and
Neil, bro. Shit. And then Alex is over there just like making weird faces a lot and being like the class clown.
Oh, I didn't know he was a class clown.
Yeah, he's like the funny one.
Oh, okay. And the other two are just for serious.
Yeah, Neil's just the one that barely ever shows up, and then Getty's just the super recognizable one.
Yeah, Getty's the poster boy. Well, go Alex, man.
Yo, someone buy me the Funko Pops for Rush, please.
You don't have any?
No, because they're like $1 million, unsurprisingly enough.
Yeah, so if we have a fan out there that wants to create a P.O. box for us and send us Funko Pops.
And you know what? Someone donate me a copy of Clockwork Angels on vinyl.
While you're at it.
Because, damn it, man, it's like $300, because of course it is.
Because of course.
And I was really hoping they were going to like re-release it for the 10th anniversary, but no, it was $30 when it came out.
Isn't that nuts? It's nuts how that works out. How
So
things...
100% increase or
100% would be $300, right?
Yeah. So 100% increase. Because some jerk off on eBay wants money.
No, 100% would be another $30. So what is it? 1,000?
1,000% market increase.
Holy shit!
Some fuck. You remember my scalper rant? Yeah.
This ties. That's a callback, baby. Woo! It's a callback.
Son of a bitch. All right. Anyway.